Welcome friends. In the previous lecture we have solved some examples on rectilinear motion. In this lecture also we are going to solve similar examples, but the examples where the motion is represented graphically. So here let us see how motion is represented graphically, that is graphical representation of motion. Motion is represented in the form of graph, y-axis and x-axis. The first type, that is ST curve. S is displacement, T is time. So displacement time curve. Displacement is plotted along y-axis, time is plotted along x-axis. Now when velocity is uniform, so when velocity is uniform, with uniform velocity, the displacement with time, that is straight line. So this graph will be straight line for uniform velocity, and for non-uniform velocity the nature of the graph will be in this manner. Now for this graph, if slope of the line is power, then slope of the line is s upon t, and s upon t is velocity. When the uniform velocity is uniform, the slope of the graph will give velocity, uniform velocity. And when the velocity is non-uniform, if a tangent is drawn to the graph at any point and slope of that tangent is found, then slope of tangent drawn to any point of the curve will give the instantaneous velocity. So this first type is displacement time curve. Second type is VT curve, that is velocity time curve. VT curve, in VT curve, velocity is plotted along y-axis, time is plotted along x-axis. So there are again three different types of velocity time curve, that is VT curve. The first type is uniform velocity. With respect to time, the velocity will not change, and if graph is plotted, obviously it will be straight line parallel to x-axis, because with respect to time the velocity will not change. Therefore this is velocity time curve when velocity is uniform. When velocity is with uniform acceleration, acceleration is uniform. Now acceleration may be positive or may be negative. When positive acceleration is there, the velocity will go on increasing with uniform rate, and this will be the graph for velocity time curve with uniform acceleration. There may be retardation. So in case of retardation, the nature of the graph will be in this manner. Now consider this curve, and here this is time and this is velocity. So velocity into time, obviously this is displacement or distance traveled. Therefore in case of VT curve, this area under graph will give us distance traveled. Remember, VT curve is important because we are going to solve examples using these VT curves. For VT curve, when the velocity is uniform, the graph or line is parallel to x-axis. When it is acceleration, that is positive acceleration, this is uniform straight inclined line, and retardation, it is having decreasing gradient. So here area under graph in case of VT curve will give us displacement, that is distance traveled, and if slope of this graph is found, then this slope is also V and this is T. So V upon T, change in velocity upon time, that is acceleration. So slope of the graph in case of VT curve gives acceleration, area under graph gives displacement or distance traveled. This is important. So when velocity is uniform, this is straight line parallel to x-axis. You know, uniform acceleration, either increasing gradient or decreasing gradient, and non-uniform acceleration. When acceleration is non-uniform, the nature of graph will be in this manner. So as we are not studying right now about non-uniform acceleration, these two are the only cases with which we are concerned. And third case, that is uniform acceleration. Third case, that is acceleration time curve. Acceleration is plotted along y-axis and time is plotted along x-axis. The first case, when acceleration is uniform, along with time, acceleration will not change. So acceleration will remain uniform. And in case of variable acceleration, the nature will be of this manner. Out of these three curves, the important curve which we need to know, that is VT curve. It is also called as VT diagram, velocity time diagram. So in this lecture, we are going to solve examples using this graphical representation of motion, especially VT curve or VT diagrams. Let us solve some examples. First example, we know railway track, and on railway track frequently repair works are going on. So this is a railway track, and on this track length AB of 2 km, the repair work is going on. And as the repair work is going on, it is not mega block, the traffic, trains are moving. So over this length, that is length AB, over which repair is undergoing, the maximum speed that train can maintain, that is 36 km per hour. But actual full speed of train is 90 km per hour. So the driver has to maintain speed of 36 km per hour on this 2 km length track as the repair work is going on. So we are asked to find, as the repair work is going on this 2 km railway track, what time is lost due to repair work. Now, when the train has to approach this repair track, that is point A, all of a sudden from 90 km to 36 km per hour, the velocity cannot be reduced. So this is given, the velocity from 90 km per hour is reduced to 36 km per hour in this 200 meter length. Let this point is C. So beyond C, the velocity of train was 90 km per hour. When it will approach at C, the driver will apply brakes and the velocity will go on reducing, and in 200 meter length, the velocity of train will be from 90 km per hour to 36 km per hour. As repair work is going on this track AB, the train will travel with velocity, uniform velocity, 36 km per hour from A to B. And now on B onwards, as now here onwards there is no repair work, the track is normal, the train can run with velocity 90 km per hour, but immediately the velocity will not change, will not increase from 36 km per hour to 90 km per hour. So the train requires the distance 1600 meter to increase velocity from 36 km per hour to 90 km per hour with certain acceleration, because this increase in velocity will not be sudden. So now what has happened? Up to C, the velocity was 90 km per hour. From C to A, in 200 meter distance, the velocity has reduced from 90 km per hour to 36 km per hour. On A to B, that is length 2 km, the velocity was uniform, that is 36 km per hour. And from B to C, the velocity is increasing from 36 km per hour to 90 km per hour. So for this entire length, this length is, this is 2000, 1600, 3600 plus 200, that is 3800 meter. For this 3800 meter, that is 3.8 kilometer length, if no repair work is going on there, then train would have traveled with velocity 90 km per hour. But as due to this repair work, here there is retardation, then uniform velocity, then acceleration, the time has lost, and we are asked to find the time lost due to repair work of the track. Is it okay? So for this, let us draw velocity time diagram. So here this is reference. Let us draw velocity time diagram starting from here. This is y-axis, this is x-axis. Along y-axis we are plotting velocity, along x-axis we are plotting time. Here at C, the velocity is 90 km per hour. Let us convert this 90 km per hour into meter per second. That is 25 meter per second. Why 5 upon 80? 90 km into meter, 1000 divided by 60 into 60. That is 1000 divided by 3600. That is 5 upon 18. So 90 into 5 upon 18, that is 25 meter per second, and 36 kilometer per hour is equal to 10 meter per second. So here we have converted velocity from kilometer per hour to meter per second. So let us show this velocity here, that is 25 meter per second. The velocity is 25 meter per second. At C, velocity was 25 meter per second. At A, velocity is 10 meter per second. So it is reducing from 25 to 10. So here let us show 10 meter per second. This velocity is remaining constant up to B. So uniform velocity, just now we have seen, when the velocity is uniform, it is not changing with respect to time. This line will be a horizontal straight line that is parallel to x-axis. So we have shown this line, and from B onwards, this velocity which was 10 meter per second now again is becoming 90 km per hour, that is 25 meter per second. So here this is 25 meter per second, this is 10 meter per second. This is velocity time diagram. And now for this velocity time diagram, we have seen area under graph will give us distance traveled. Let area under this graph, let these points are A, B, C, D, E, F, G and H. We have given names only for sake of our understanding. So as this is variable acceleration, here acceleration is different, or B to C acceleration is different, or C to D acceleration is different. So here, as accelerations are different, the diagrams are different, and therefore we are considering these diagrams separately. Area under this graph, that is B, C, F, G, let it be S2, and this is S3. So C, D, E, F. Now S1, S2, S3. S1 is area under graph A, B, G, H. S2 is area under graph B, C, F, G. S3 is area under graph C, D, E, F. And in case of velocity time diagram, acceleration, slope of the line is equal to acceleration. Therefore, let this be A1, this be A2. Why here we have not given A1, A2 or A3? When velocity is uniform, acceleration is equal to 0. Therefore, here there is no acceleration. Means slope of this line is equal to 0. In case of velocity time diagram, we have to remember that slope of the line is equal to acceleration and area under graph is equal to displacement or distance traveled. So here, accordingly, we have prepared velocity time diagram, plotting velocity along y-axis and time along x-axis. Now S1, S2 and S3, these terms are known because S1 is equal to 200 meter, that is given. S2 is equal to 2 kilometer, that is 2000 meter. S3 is equal to 1600 meter. S1, S2, S3 are known. As we want to find time lost because of repairs on railway track, we have to find what is the time taken by train to travel from C to D, this point. So let us find time, and therefore as we are denoting time here, we are showing time here. Let time taken for S1 be T1, for S2 T2, and for S3 T3. So we want to find this time. Now this is 25 meter per second and this is 10 meter per second. Area under graph, that is distance traveled. So distance traveled is known. So let S1 is equal to area under graph, that is area ABGH. Look at point G. G point is here. This is F point. So area ABGH. This is trapezoid. Sum of parallel sides divided by 2. 25 plus 10 is equal to 25 plus 10 divided by 2 into perpendicular distance, that is T1. So into T1. But S1 is equal to 200, that is already known. So 25 plus 10, 35. 35 divided by 2, that is 17.5, and therefore T1 is equal to 200 divided by 17.5 is equal to 11.428 seconds. So T1 is equal to 11.428 seconds. Remember, when we are asked to solve example using velocity time diagram, we are not allowed to use equations of linear motion. So while solving this, we are not going to use equations of linear motion. Solve using VT diagram only. And for VT diagram, we have to remember slope of the line is equal to acceleration and area under graph is equal to distance traveled. So thus, using this area under graph, we have calculated T1. Now similarly, we can calculate T2. So S2 is equal to area BCFG is equal to area of rectangle BCFG for rectangle T2 into 10. This height is 10. So S2 is equal to 2000. 2000 is equal to 10 into T2, and therefore T2 is equal to 200 seconds. We have found T2 also. T3, again area under graph. Therefore S3 is equal to area of trapezoid CDEF. CDEF. Sum of parallel sides. This is 10. This is 25. Therefore 10 plus 25 divided by 2 into perpendicular distance, that is T3. So T3, and S3 is equal to, that is also given, that is 1600, and therefore T3 is equal to 91.428 seconds. So total time required for the journey. Total time T is equal to T1 plus T2 plus T3 is equal to 302.856 seconds. So total time required by the train, taken by the train to travel from C to D is 302.856 seconds. The distance was 3800 meter. that is 3.8 kilometer. Now, if the repair works are not going on, then for this entire length, that is 3.8 kilometer length, the train would have traveled with velocity 90 kilometer per hour. So here the diagram will be in this manner. So rectangle with uniform velocity. We don't know time t. Let this time is capital T and this is 25 meter per second and distance is 3800. So distance traveled, S is equal to, if repair works are not going on, then S is equal to T into 25, where S is equal to 3800 is equal to T into 25, and therefore T is equal to 3800 divided by 25. T is equal to 152 seconds. Time lost due to repair work. So this time 302.856 minus 152. So time lost is equal to T minus T and is equal to 150.856 seconds. So this is time lost due to repair work. So using velocity time diagram, we can solve numericals. Sometimes generally graphical solutions or graphical methods are used to avoid tedious and complicated calculations. Next example. The example is written here. Instead of giving entire write-up, please listen carefully. Example. A vehicle is in motion. For first 75 seconds, the vehicle is moving with constant velocity of 54 km per hour. Now, when we have started counting time, for first 75 seconds, the vehicle is moving with velocity 54 km per hour. Thus, for 75 seconds, the velocity is uniform. Then, the vehicle is accelerated with rate 2 meter per second square. Now, as it is accelerated, this is positive acceleration as is shown here. This velocity will go on increasing. It is accelerated with rate 2 meter per second square till the vehicle attains velocity of 180 km per hour. Initially, which was moving with 54 km per hour for 75 seconds, then it is accelerated with rate 2 meter per second square till the vehicle attains velocity of 180 km per hour. After attaining velocity of 180 km per hour, with this velocity, the vehicle continues to move for 4 minutes. And then, after 4 minutes, negative acceleration, that is retardation, brakes are applied and the vehicle is brought to rest, 0. With retardation, vehicle is brought to rest, that is 0, in 25 seconds. After 4 minutes, when brakes are applied, retardation starts. In 25 seconds, the vehicle is brought to rest. And for this case, we are asked to find total time of travel, T, and total distance travel. So let us first draw velocity time diagram with the available data. Once velocity time diagram is drawn, it is very easy to calculate the desired parameters. Y-axis and x-axis. Initially, as we are starting counting time, here 0. For first 75 seconds, here it is time, here it is velocity. For first 75 seconds, here it is T1, 75 seconds. The velocity is uniform, that is 54 km per hour. Now when this 54 is converted into meter per second, This is 15 meter per second. Now here we can write 15 meter per second. This velocity is 15 meter per second. Then it is accelerated with rate 2 meter per second square. So it is accelerated means the velocity will go on increasing velocity with time, and when it attains velocity of 180 km per hour, that velocity was kept uniform, constant. So 180 into 5 upon 80, this is equal to 50 meter per second. So this velocity is 50 meter per second. Let this acceleration is a1. Slope of this line gives acceleration a1, and a1 is equal to, that is also given, that is 2 meter per second square. Now let this time be t2. t1 is known, but t2 is not known. Instead of that, this a1 is known, that is 2 meter per second square. The vehicle is continuing its motion with velocity 180 km per hour, that is 50 meter per second, for 4 minutes. Let this time is t3, and 4 minutes means 240 seconds. Now, after these 4 minutes, then brakes are applied. With retardation, the vehicle is brought to rest. So this is A2. That is not given, but time required to bring the vehicle to rest, that is given, and this is 25 seconds. So this is A2. So area under graph, each graph. So let us give names A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H and I. A, B, H, I, let this is S1, S2, S3 and S4. To find total time, T1 is known, T3 is known, T4 is known, only T2 is unknown. And we can find T2 from slope of the line BC. So slope of BC is equal to A1, and therefore A1 is equal. How we are finding? So we are considering these 2 points, y2 minus y1 upon x2 minus x1. So y2 minus y1, what we are getting? That is, this is y2, this is y1. y2 is equal to 50, y1 is equal to 15. So a1 is equal to y2 minus y1 upon x2 minus x1. We can write this as a1 is equal to 2 y2 minus y1, that is 50 minus 15. So 50 minus 15 upon. So this ordinate, this point and this point, these are 2 points. So this is x2 and this is x1. So x2 is equal to t2 plus t1, x1 is equal to t1. So t2 plus t1 minus t1, that is t2. So x2 minus x1 is equal to t2. This is equal to t2. So we can write t2 is equal to 50 minus 15, that is 35 upon 2, that is 17.5. So t2 is equal to 17.5 seconds. As we have found t2 and we are asked to find total time of travel, t is equal to t1 plus t2 plus T3 plus T4, T is equal to 75 plus 17.5 plus 240 plus 25 is equal to 357.5 seconds. This is total time of travel. We are also asked to find total distance. So to find distance, let again find S1 is equal to area of rectangle ABHI, that is T1 into V, that is 75 into 15. So S1 is equal to 75 into 15. So S1 is equal to 1125 meter. S2 is equal to again area under graph. So BCGH, these are two parallel sides. This is trapezoid. Sum of parallel sides divided by 2. This is 15. This is 50. 15 plus 50 divided by 2 into T2. And T2 we have already calculated, that is 17.5. So let us write here 17.5. So 15 plus 50, sum of parallel sides divided by 2 into perpendicular distance, that is 17.5 into 17.5. S2 is equal to 568.75 meter. Then S3 area of CDFG. So this is equal to T3 into V2, that is 240 into 50. (12,000 meter). S3 is equal to 12,000 meter. S4 is equal to area of this triangle, that is 1/2 into base 25 into height 50. Base 25 into height 50, and this is equal to 625 meter. Total distance travel is equal to S1 plus S2 plus S3 plus S4 is equal to 14,318.75 meter or 14.318 kilometer. Thus we have found total distance traveled and total time required, that is 357.5 seconds. Let us solve one more example. X and Y are two railway stations. Train P and train Q are moving facing towards each other. Means train P is starting from X and is moving towards Y. Train Q is starting from Y and moving towards X on parallel tracks. They are on different tracks but parallel tracks, and tracks are straight line. So distance between X and Y is straight line distance. Track is straight. Both trains have started from 0. As they are starting from the station, means obviously initial velocity is 0. They are starting from 0. Train P is accelerated with acceleration 0.5 meter per second square, and train attains maximum speed of 90 km per hour. When it attains maximum speed of 90 km per hour, then the train continues to move with this speed. Means this velocity, this speed is kept constant after attaining velocity of 90 km per hour. Whereas train Q, which is also starting from rest, is accelerated with acceleration 2/3 meter per second square. It attains velocity of 72 km per hour. When it is accelerated with this acceleration 2/3 meter per second square and attains velocity speed 72 km per hour, that speed is kept constant. Now this train is also moving with constant velocity of 72 km per hour. Train P is moving with constant velocity of 90 km per hour. Both trains are crossing each other at midway, means exactly half of the distance, that is S by 2 and S by 2. They are crossing at Z, where distance is S by 2 and S is distance between these two stations. So we are asked to calculate distance between two stations and time required for trains to cross. As both trains are starting simultaneously, at the time of crossing, time taken by each train is same, let it be t. So we are asked to find this time taken by each train to cross each other and distance between these two stations. So let us use velocity time diagram. Now instead of drawing two different diagrams for the trains, in the same diagram let us show. So for train Q this will be origin, and for train P this is origin. So train P is starting velocity, we are plotting along y-axis, time plotting along x-axis. So initial velocity is 0. It is accelerated with acceleration 0.5 meter per second square till it attains velocity of 90 km per hour. After attaining this velocity, the velocity will remain constant. It runs with constant speed of 90 km per hour. Whereas train Q, it is starting from 0 and is accelerated to attain velocity of 72 km per hour, and this velocity is kept constant. So this is velocity time diagram. Now here the velocity is 90 km per hour. So 90 km per hour means 25 meter per second. This velocity is 25 meter per second and this velocity is 20 meter per second. 72 into 5 divided by 18, that is 20 meter per second. Distance traveled here is S1, S2, S3 and S4. Time taken is, let this is S3 and this is S4, because this train Q is starting from here. Therefore first S3 then S4. Time for each motion, that is T1, T2, this is T3 and T4. Why T3? Because train Q has started from here. S1 plus S2 is equal to S by 2 and S3 plus S4 is equal to S by 2. Or we can write S1 plus S2 plus S4 plus S3 is equal to S. That is distance between two stations. So we can write here S1 plus S2 plus S3 plus S4 is equal to S. Distance between two stations, that is X and Y. Also T1 plus T2 is equal to T and T3 plus T4 is equal to T. So T1 plus T2 is equal to T3 plus T4 and this is equal to T. So we are getting these two equations, and using these two equations we are going to solve the example. Here this acceleration is A1, which is equal to 0.5 meter per second square, and this acceleration is A2 and is equal to 2 by 3 meter per second square. This is 0.5 meter per second square. Now to find S1, this let us consider this as A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I. So slope of line AB is equal to acceleration 0.5. So slope AB is equal to slope of AB is equal to A1 and slope of EF is equal to A2. Slope of EF is equal to A2. Now let us first consider slope of AB. A1 is equal to y2 minus y1, that is 25 minus 0 upon x2 minus x1, that is t1 minus 0, that is 25 upon t1. So A1 is equal to 25 upon t1, and therefore A1 is equal to 0.5. 0.5 is equal to 25 upon t1, and t1 is equal to, we can write t1 is equal to 25 upon 0.5, that is 50 seconds. So t1 is equal to 50 seconds. Similarly, A2 is equal to slope of EF, y2 minus y1. Now this is retardation. Therefore we can write 20 upon T3 is equal to 20 upon T3. Therefore T3 is equal to 20 upon 2 by 3, and T3 is equal to 30 seconds. We have calculated T1 and T2. T1 and T3. Let us calculate S1 and S3, as T1 and T3 are known. Therefore S1 is equal to area of triangle ABI, that is according to velocity time diagram, area under graph is equal to distance travelled. Therefore area of this triangle 1/2 into T1, that is 50. So let us write here 50. 1/2 into 50 into this is 25. So 1/2 into 50 into 25 is equal to 625 meter. This is S1. S3 is equal to, again area of this triangle, 1/2 into T3. T3 is equal to 30. 1/2 into 30 into 20. So 1/2 into 30 into 20, that is 300 meter. So we have calculated S1 and S3. Let us put values of S1 and S3. Or here we can write S1 plus S2 is equal to S3 plus S4. So let us put values of S1 plus S2 is equal to S3 plus S4. S1 is equal to 625 plus S2. S3 is equal to 300 plus S4. So we can write here this S4 minus S2 is equal to 325. Let this be equation number 1. Now one more equation, T1 plus T2 is equal to T3 plus T4. T1 plus T2 is equal to T3 plus T4. We know T1 is equal to 50. So 50 plus T2 is equal to 30 plus T4. So here we can write this as 50 minus 30, that is 20. T4 minus T2 is equal to 20. We can find S4 and S2. S4 and S2 in terms of T2 and T4. So let us find here. S2 is equal to, this is S2, area of rectangle, that is T2 into 25. S2 is equal to 25 T2 and S4 is equal to, again this is rectangle, this is T4 and this is 20. S4 is equal to 20 T4. S4 is equal to 20 T4. We can put values of S2 and S4 here. S4 is equal to 20 T4 minus S2 is equal to 25 T2 is equal to 325. But T4 minus T2 is equal to 20, or T4 is equal to 20 plus T2. So here 20 into 20 plus T2 minus 25 T2 is equal to 325. So 400 plus 20 T2 minus 25 T2, that is 400 minus 5 T2. 400 minus 5 T2 is equal to 325. Therefore 5 T2 is equal to 75. 5 T2 is equal to 75 and T2 is equal to 15 seconds. So T2 is equal to 15 seconds. T2 is equal to 15 seconds. Therefore T4 is equal to 20 plus T2, that is 35 seconds. Here 50 seconds, 30 seconds, T2 15 seconds and T4 35 seconds. So total time, that is T is equal to 50 plus 15, that is 65. So both trains will meet after 65 seconds. 50 plus 15, 65. And total distance traveled. So S2 and S4 are distance between two stations. 25 into T2, that is 25 into 15 is equal to 375 meter, and S4 is equal to 20 into T4. T4 is equal to 35. Therefore this is 700 meter. S1 plus S2 plus S3 plus S4. So S1 and S2 already we have calculated. 625 plus 300 plus 375 plus 700, and therefore distance S is equal to total distance between two stations is equal to 2000 meter, that is 2 kilometer. Thank you.